Capitalism is great. I love capitalism. Capitalism is the best thing, well, it's not really the best thing ever, but it is pretty great. I also like America. It's this beacon of Western civilization. It's the one mate you have who's kind of crazy in the way he attempts things, but he often succeeds, so you wish him the best. The country's beautiful, its achievements are very impressive, the people are really fucking friendly, and it just has that attitude that I think a lot of countries in the world could really learn something from. So Americans, keep in mind, this video is for your own good. I just want you guys to succeed. But back to capitalism. Keeps the economy dynamic, it puts food in people's bellies, it rewards hard work and genius, and it's a great motor for most of a country's efforts. You might say that it is indeed an engine, and that is the favorite metaphor of anyone who likes to praise all the goods of capitalism. And I think I'm gonna take that metaphor out for a spin, so I can demonstrate to you how the United States of America just sucks dick at harnessing the power of that beautiful, powerful engine of capitalism. Let us, for a moment, imagine that a country is a car and the engine in that car is capitalism. Of course, you want your car to drive fast and you want your car to drive long distances so it can actually take you where you want to go. And sometimes you just want to lean back and enjoy the scenery. Well, except if you're America, because America seems to have had only one single goal for that car for the past 50 odd years. Go faster! Faster! Fucking faster! Fucking faster! Whoa! In order to achieve this, America has been putting more and more effort into the engine, removing essential parts of the car in the process to accommodate an ever-growing engine. They removed all regulatory systems like the gearbox and the brakes, because fuck those, right? The engine isn't even optimized for efficiency, it's just raw power, 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 power. And the car is driving along the highway at 500 miles per hour in the first gear, because that's just how powerful the engine is. I mean, they could be riding in the 16th gear and they would be going way fucking faster, but America considers anything that regulates the engine to be sacrilege. They even gave control of the steering wheel to the engine. The driver is no longer in charge. The engine is now steering itself. But here's the thing. Because they never did anything to upgrade the rest of the car, and dismantled it mostly, it's falling apart. It can't handle the power of the engine, right? Which is unsurprising, considering that 90% of the car's total mass is the fucking engine. What remains of the transmission system is barely sandpaper at this point. 99% of the total energy that the engine produces just goes to waste and doesn't even get down to the wheels to move the car forward. It just doesn't happen. The hydraulics are just metal grating on metal in the most disgusting ways possible, right? There's nothing liquid in there anymore. Instead of a wide variety of informative and useful gauges and meters, there's only the word fast written on the section of the engine that has completely taken over the dashboard. All lights have either broken down or been actively removed to make room for more engine. You are driving completely in the dark with absolutely no knowledge of where you're going, but you do know that you're going there fast. The coolant system is utterly outmatched by the engine. All passengers have third-degree burns at this point over their entire bodies, and none of them get treated because you removed the first aid kit to make room for more engine. There's actually one thing that you did upgrade aside from the engine, and that's the fuel injection system, so it can handle more fuel. But because fuel is very limited, you now have the middle-class family sitting inside this car, hooked directly up to the fuel tank intravenously, and you're now burning their blood. And as they are being drained rapidly, their car is falling apart around them. I think I might be taking this metaphor a little too far. Just slightly. What I'm trying to say is, a car is not the engine. An engine doesn't get you anywhere. It just sits on the ground, possibly howling. And if the engine of a drag racing monster truck is placed inside of a disemboweled mini clubman, it's gonna rip that car apart and kill everyone in it. Now what the fuck do I actually mean by this, right? Because right now it's just car metaphor. Well, Even though America has the most powerful economy in the world, right? Compared to almost every single other Western country, somehow, for some reason, it's still a shithole. I'm sorry, Americans, I really am. I know you guys think you are the best in every aspect. But just Jesus Christ, look at your country. Look at all the deficits it has. Look at all the things it doesn't do that a modern nation state is expected to be doing. Getting sick can potentially bankrupt you, right? This is not even just like big diseases. This is small diseases too. Calling a fucking ambulance can put you into so much debt in some regions of the country that you will never be able to get out of it. For an ambulance! Getting an even halfway decent level of education will put you into so much fucking debt that no human being will ever be able to pay that off unless they are already immensely wealthy beforehand, right? And then also you're still required to provide for most of your retirement. Crime and just lethal violence is so common that most mass shootings do not make the national news anymore. There's other countries with guns, America. This is a you problem. You pay enormous sums for internet speeds that will make the operator of a pneumatic tube system cringe. You build your houses out of wood, and then you live in them permanently. If you tell these things to literally anyone in the Western world, in the first world, right? They won't believe you. But I thought America was supposed to be a civilized nation, is what they'll say. Because that's what they've been taught. That's the image that America projects of itself. Just between the two of us, we actually know very well what's wrong with America, because that's most of what we do here across the pond. We just watch the news to see what's happening in America and what crazy shit you people are doing this time, and then we hold our fingers crossed that it works out. All of your shortcomings are completely unthinkable in the first world. And the worst thing is, you wear them with pride. But let's take a moment to look at the cars that the other countries are driving, shall we? In Japan, the car is a highly compact, high-tech super racer, always tuned up and equipped with the very latest gadgets available. Yeah, of course, the driver is really fucking overworked because he never takes a break, but at least the vehicle itself isn't in any danger of imploding anytime soon. In Germany, the car is a noble Mercedes, with a powerful, sturdy frame and advanced ABS system. Yes, it is true that our designated driver is a lot too passive in her style of driving, and she's neglected to upgrade all the electronic components in the car for way too long, and possibly she's put a little too much weight on the trailer we're pulling behind us, but all of those things can be remedied with a little bit of upgrading. In France, the car is a fuel-efficient and versatile convertible, capable of looking classy while at the same time pulling great amounts of weight. I mean, sure, there's some additional weight that could be taken off, right? And the driver has a little too much cheese in their ears, but they'll be fine. In the UK, the car is a sleek Aston Martin with really fancy real leather and wood paneling interior. Incredibly luxurious, but also capable of going really fucking fast. Granted, the people in charge of the steering wheel right now are trying to sell off parts of the vehicle as it is driving, and they'd also prefer if the people sitting in the back seat were bound and gagged. But it's alright, it's still comfortable. Jesus Christ, the way I'm using this metaphor, it's gonna be sorer than your sister's. So what the fuck, America? You have this truly awesome engine. Why are you not using it? Take back the wheel, slow the fuck down, and build a monster truck that is capable of handling that engine. If you actually went ahead and harnessed all of that power, like you were doing back when you were driving a quality Chevy, you could drive that monster truck to the moon and back, which ironically also is something that you used to do. I firmly believe that you can do this. America has done greater things in the past. Because at this point, the fan belt is just a very, very thin strand of hair, and the moment it snaps, you will be stranded in the middle of the desert. I'll leave you with this. If all you do is go fast, for the sake of going fast, the only thing that will stop you is a crash. In that spirit, do go actually make America great again, and see you around, cunts!